Hi guys, welcome back to Fata Morgana. Now today we're going to be looking at more of the backstage and yeah, as you can see here, we're going to be looking at some more of, I wouldn't really call these the main characters, but kind of the closest side characters to main characters. Yeah, we're going to be looking at that, and yesterday we looked at all of the cue cards for Michelle and Gazelle, and also the three people who ruined Morgana's life. So we have Mel, Swordsman, and also Jacopo. So just before we read, I kind of wanted to just reread a little bit of what we wrote of Jacopo. I kind of skimmed through it yesterday. Oh god, that acronym was so cheesy. I like this. Yeah, I mean, just think about Morgana. And just think about everything that happened in Door 8, really, and just how much guilt he felt. And also how everything changed him as well. Yeah. Fair enough. Maybe this could be why. Maybe they are awful. Maybe they want to do business with him, but at the same time are awful at communicating things to him. True. Yeah, this story wouldn't have happened if Jacopo didn't have communication issues. So, I mean, obviously I get that Morgana's a lot younger than Jacopo, but at the same time, I mean, it does kind of still apply. I mean, if you tell somebody that you like them and you don't show that hesitation, then maybe this wouldn't have happened. Or maybe it would have, who knows, but I think it's a lot less likely. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, my god, what an annoying personality trait, god damn. Just totally trying to blame somebody else for anything they can. I can just so imagine when reading this, just him kind of having a voice similar to that of a primary school kid. Oh god. What is a voice so natural? Is it like a... what? Is it a natural voice? How's it? Yeah. Oh. Cooked or served plainly. Oh, being in a natural style or condition. Yeah. Oh, shit. Ha! My logic is infallible! I could just imagine him saying that in such a posh accent. Maybe he'll listen if Morgana's saying it. I mean, I suppose he's... Yeah, seriously! But yeah, my God, you can just see somebody he's weak and he kind of tries to hide it like that. You got a lot of sentences in. What do you mean? I think this line is so good. No, let them. Damn it. Yeah, true. Yeah, so I do wonder what's going to happen. How is Morgana going to go easy on these people? Oh, I should have gone with Maria. Do you know what? That will actually be quite fun. We did them in order, so let's do it in opposite order. And I just kind of want to see everything about Maria because I think that's going to be the funniest. Alright, so is it... Oh my God, it feels really, really weird seeing Maria in her room and being like this rather than properly evil. Like she was in chapter 3. Oh yeah. She's just finding it really awkward, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Hang on a second, so... Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, seriously. True. I mean, that was the white-haired girl, though. Oh God, Morgana's gonna get pissed off. Yeah, what a pathetic excuse. Yeah, so you just start and then you get so thrilled by it that you can't stop. And then instead of it being a wish for revenge, it's just all becomes just unnecessary cruelty, and you justify it under the excuse of it being revenge. It is interesting that Maria has done absolutely nothing and yet she's still been cursed. Not really a good excuse. Yeah, fair enough, to think about the fact that you could actually get off on a high like that. I mean, that's the scary thing. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if anything, you were killed by Jacopo. So, belittle him psychologically rather than physically. And obviously kill him physically. Yeah, that's interesting. That does kind of make sense when you think about chapter 3 as well, because you just see somebody who's completely drunk with hatred, and then obviously they just have the instinct to cause further trouble. So they do, and they don't think about what they're doing, and that's why everything is so problematic, I suppose. Yeah, doesn't surprise me at all. Isn't it interesting just how much hatred Morgana has? They really are able to unite on that front, if you ask me. That is reasonable. Yeah. Her plan to completely swindle these people, it worked. And manipulate them. Really? Oh my god, so I get what they were saying about everything being good for deception on the promotional material. And because I remember them saying about Michelle looking really quite evil. Yeah, no wonder. Yeah. It isn't, no, true. Yeah. What does she mean by crass? Oh my god, that's such a bad... Oh, right. So it could either mean showing a lack of intelligence and sensitivity, or it can mean very obvious and unacceptable wrongdoing or bad behaviour. I think it might actually be the first one. Yeah, I suppose just being who she is herself rather than making 10 billion different aliases, I suppose. It's a good. Oh, different roles. It's good. It must be. It totally must be. She really does have a unique sense of vocabulary, let's just say that. Yeah, it's just Morgana and Michelle. Sorry, Morgana and Maria's conversation. Can I just mention all of their names begin with M, which is quite funny, but it's just Morgana and Maria. Michelle was not involved whatsoever. Is he staring? What? Really? So this is genuinely the case of Maria rather than Jacopo. She sounds very, very annoyed. I mean, I get that she is a side character, but holy shit, treat her with a little bit more respect. Fair enough. But the only thing is, she definitely isn't exactly who she appears to be for, like, 70% of chapter 2. Sorry, 3 I meant. Don't know why I said 2. Yeah. Oh well. That could be either a really good thing or a really bad thing. Oh, Morgana's going to be so mean. Michelle might be nice. Let's be honest, he probably will. Yeah, something actually nice. Yeah, that does make sense considering Morgana and her character and her backstory. Yep. Especially that second one. Fair enough. Oh my god, just Maria. It was really interesting seeing that conversation. I think it was in the 5 choices where we were talking about just who Michelle's interests in men were, but it was really interesting just seeing Maria's total lack of trust to other people and just thinking that I think it was the choice where it was the choice where Michelle said that he already had someone, and obviously because of the fact that they're distant, she kind of was able to bring up the subject of how little she trusts others' feelings and how little she thinks somebody will stay. I mean, it does make sense for her to have that attitude considering she's never really experienced love, and the only time she's had anything similar to it is with prostitution. I mean, yeah. I suppose if you were a prostitute, you probably see just all of the really, really bad elements of people. Must be very weird having a relationship if you're in that position. I wonder if it's even possible. I mean, it probably does happen, but quite uncommon, I'd assume. Yeah, my god, she really is uncomfortable, and that's interesting. And like Michelle said, is this a potential integrate? Dude, I was gonna say integration. Indication of regret. Integration. What was I gonna say? Integration. We're doing integration in both of our fucking maths classes at the moment, just different types of it. My god, Maria is really letting us see emotions that Morgana has never ever shown. That's hilarious. Your plaything, let's be honest. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, he's disappointed. True. Well, at least you're not like Didier. It's some cool characterization. I like it. It's peaceful. Is she just gonna entirely ignore Michelle? She didn't utter her catchphrase. So now it's Pauline. Right. I'm going to be cutting it a bit short, but if I skim this now and then come back to it later, I should be able to get through Pauline as well. She is totally harmless, I agree. I hope we get, which theme are we going to get? Yeah, we get this theme. Nice, I love this theme. In the very, very surreal beach and the sea. It's a nice background. Yeah, what are they doing out here though? Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, right. God, if only that happened in reality. Oh God. Yeah, Michelle's just experiencing 200% brightness at the moment. Oh my God, that would be cool. Fair enough. Asking a nun about guy/girl advice. Okay then. Yeah, fair enough. Oh yeah, especially when you realised in that really, really brutal scene where you just thought that everything was going to go wrong, where you see Yukimasa torturing Michelle and obviously never showing a sign of stopping. Michelle never ever giving in though. And then obviously Pauline discovering what happened. Well, it could have been an issue, to be fair. She's just too kind. But, yeah, circumstances were unusual, let's say that. She is very, very direct. Jesus Christ. And you can see this, just only admitting his good side rather than his bad side. Yeah, fair enough. God. He was very, very pitiable, and he was obviously vulnerable in both of the chapters. Obviously felt as if he really needed Pauline. It's not going to happen, let's be honest here. I suppose at least she's admitting the other side of Yukimasa. She's not contemplating just how deadly it is, but at the same time she is... I suppose she's not denying its existence. Fair. Yeah. Oh God. Oh God, what? No. Oh God. Yeah. Good. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, I know what it's gonna be. I know. Look at where my mouse is pointing. I knew it. Who has the third, though? Seriously, who has the third? I think Maria. Oh well. He is quoting something. He's not saying it out of his own mouth. Maybe that helps. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, seriously, I don't think it is. No way. Ah, yes, I'm sure you're going to be able to apply and have a really realistic case in the land of the dead. So you'll put faith in somebody who literally kills you because of psychopathy, but you won't put faith into somebody who said something like this. Fair. True. Very, very different to your normal male. If you think that, then nobody can stop you, really. True. Yeah. Confidential. Okay then. Yeah. I thought that was going to develop into something. Oh, that was quite something. Right, I'll do that later. I just think it's really funny with Pauline. I mean, it's just typical. So you have normality, and then you have just randomly going into the beach. I mean, I suppose she wanted to be set in the beach, so as a result of that, we were in the beach. It was a bit odd, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's just... I really like the characterization of Morgana. I think the extra with Maria did. Anyway, let's just kind of skim through this again. Why not? I love this line. Isn't it interesting? She realised it in the final chapter. She didn't realise it in chapter 2 whatsoever. And I think that is just an indication of how blind she really was to the truth. But it's totally reasonable that she would have experienced everything that she did, of course. Yeah, but it is interesting. I mean, Yukimasa... It is surprising just how much faith Pauline has in him. Yeah, so I suppose Pauline's just really, really kind. And as a result of that, she kind of feels like she has a responsibility for Yukimasa, as well as obviously having a few feelings for him too. It is sweet what Pauline thought, and if anything, ironically, I think the white-haired girl really stole the role of Pauline, because they kind of have the same role here. true. Yeah, let's be honest, there's few people who are as kind as Pauline. I mean, let's be honest, one of the only reasons that Yukimasa had accepted Pauline is the fact that Pauline was one of the only people who actually accepted him. Anyway, so, of course, that's all Yukimasa wanted, acceptance, and obviously people not viewing him as a monster. And people... But let's be honest, if Pauline had known what Yukimasa had done before meeting him, would she have accepted him? That's my question. But maybe she would have thought that she has some sort of duty towards him, and maybe that would have still happened. It's impossible to tell. But I feel like it would be likely, considering the nature of Pauline's character. God, that is so creepy. Good. Don't do something like that. To be fair, I mean, I think it's totally realistic for Pauline to be blind in love though, just because in chapter 2 she didn't know about Yukimasa's bad side, and in the final chapter I suppose she might have known about it, but she still, I suppose she just thought it was more important for Yukimasa to be nurtured rather than not. I love that. Oh my god. Michelle becomes otaku. Good excuse. Peak fiction right here. I love that line. But what I was saying before, do you remember the scene where the white-haired girl completely stripped? I can't remember what the context was. I will actually look it up in a sec. It is, to be fair. Because it's kind of weird. The good side of Yukimasa, obviously, it's entirely changed as a result of the nun. But at the same time, the bad side is still always there. So you can trust the good Yukimasa, but you can't ever trust the bad Yukimasa. And because Yukimasa has so little control over himself, it's not really surprising that... Well, it's not really surprising that it would be hard to trust him as a whole. What a random question. Maybe if Yukimasa hadn't totally... Oh, I don't know, maybe if she wasn't dead in the final chapter, that could have been broken. True. I just find it really surprising. There are so many indications that Morgana has not changed whatsoever. The fact that she still believes, after all of this time and after all of this hate that she has given to people through her curses, she still believes that God is her father. That's unbelievable. That really is. Anyway, let's skim through this and then do what we did before. Hell yeah. Rambunctious, gotta love the word. Morgana clearly doesn't want to. If only. What is this sound effect? I don't know. I can't transcribe this, unfortunately. Yep, in front of her. Yeah, apart from in chapter 1. Yeah, fair enough. Oh god, that's not gonna... Yeah, that is a good point. I suppose obviously Morgana is not stealing any love from Mel. It's kind of... It's only to do with Mel and rather... I suppose rather to do with who the white-haired girl comes from. God. Fair enough. Her love was just too strong. Oh god. That's hilarious. Dude, she's a sister to him. Yeah, I do see that. Oh my god, that's Michelle. Oh, smile at me. Oh god, what a gut punch. Fair enough. Yeah, we all know what happens about after that after excessive affection from Nellie happens. Yep, fair enough. God. What about chapter 1? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Michelle can definitely relate. Jerkwad. What an insult. Mel. Mel's the only person. I like that. She would actually do Michelle. God damn. Oh god. You just said Michelle would not qualify as a prince. What do you mean? Oh god. Yeah, it's gonna be fun for you because you're gonna be able to laugh at it. I love how angry she is now. But what about Gazelle? Fair enough. Oh my gosh, she's actually gonna do it. And she's going to be more fun than Michelle, it seems. Oh my god, this is either going to be really good or really bad, I can't tell. Did not expect to hear Sanctus. What? So it's been really hypnotic. That's hilarious. Nellie.exe has stopped working. Holy shit. Ah yes, let's make somebody just become a zombie and then our work here is done. But how do we know that? Oh god, that's brutal. She's just a husk now. Anyway. I'll just BRB. Right. Now I finally... So what I've been having something else going on, so I've only been able to read half an hour, and then I've got to go and sort out the other thing that was going on. But now the other thing has stopped, so that means I can talk. Sorry, I can talk. I can read without having to stop every 5 seconds. So yeah, this will be nice. Anyway, we'll do what we did with Pauline. Just skim the dialogue again. Why not? What is that sound effect? Nellie is quite sweet. She's very, very fun to be around. I think that's hilarious what Morgana said. I mean, my god. You really just see Nellie having a really childish mindset, and obviously a mindset that's not reflective of reality, let's be honest here. One that likes to dream, but one that also doesn't really like to consider reality much. Especially because of the fact that Morgana is uncomfortable here. I love that this isn't even a joke. It just feels like something that she would actually do. I don't know. Morgana thinks Michelle is handsome. Is that news? Is that news that could be indicative of something further? No, I'm just kidding. I think Morgana is probably the least romantic person in this story, and for good reason as well. Michelle would never smile though, that's the funny thing. Yeah. Fair. Yeah, so I suppose goggles that only view life as a means of having a forbidden love, really. And also, when I say forbidden, I do kind of mean that, because in the times that Nellie was in, and even today, it's just not societally acceptable for well, love choices like hers aren't. But obviously, she doesn't really care. She doesn't care about the world around her. She just cares about what she thinks herself. And obviously, when people threaten, well, she's very possessive in the sense that when people threaten the love with Mel, she lashes out. And also, it didn't help in chapter 1 that there were a lot of other factors that contributed to it, like, for example, the being forced into an arranged marriage and being having your entire future set out for you without your consent. Obviously, you don't want to be just basically a political tool. I just think it's really funny that you can definitely see her naivety here, in the sense that she doesn't even realise that this is a bad thing. Of course, yeah. I think there was an indication of being spoilt, but at the same time, I suppose she was less spoilt because she was rich, and also, let's be honest, she was kind of indebted to Morgana. She wouldn't have wanted to, I suppose, hate her even though it may have been obvious that Mel had been having growing interest towards her. Yeah. Who would? I just love how quick Nell is. Oh shit. How quick Nell is to insult Michelle. Sorry, Nellie is. Jerk. But so cheesy. Even Morgana's saying it. God, I feel bad. Imagine if something really bad has happened to Nellie and nobody knows about it, but because of the fact that we're watching this, she won't really be able to be supported instantly. Anyway, yeah, it's really funny how enchanting Morgana's voice is. I mean, there was always parts in the plot that mentioned that her voice was quite enchanting, so I suppose it does make sense that her voice can have an effect like that on people. Imagine if Morgana became a musical artist in her next life. I do wonder what Morgana will actually do in her next life, but if I'm going to be honest, I really do wonder what Morgana would have been like if she had a good childhood. I mean, you could see when in the beginning, when she wasn't totally changed by her horrible experiences, indications of really charitable vibe, and lots of, well, kind of putting others before herself as well. Maybe she will have a life where that is kind of something that needs to be done lots. Or maybe that will be her career choice, who knows? Being a charity worker or something like that. But that's only if she wasn't affected by hatred, which obviously is not the case. Ooh. I mean, we haven't seen Michelle's brothers. I suppose that's it for the main cast. We haven't actually talked to the white-haired girl either. But she's exterminated, so that kind of makes sense. So we're just going to be seeing his brothers, it seems like. You've got to be kidding me. We can see Aimee? Fuck yeah. That would be really interesting. God, Morgana's being totally evil. Oh, Michelle's really being teased. It's going to be interesting to see how Morgana's going to interact with this total psychopath. I suppose it defies logic. I can do whatever I want. I like that. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. What a sound effect. I hope we see Morgana in portrait mode. Yeah, basically the worst and most detestable psychopath. Ironically, Yukimasa is not the only psychopath in this story. It's so angry. You're not looking very protagonisty. That should be a word on the Oxford Dictionary. Kill yourself. You were also the person that tortured him for who he was. Don't you give us any of that. That's funny. Yeah, to be fair, he can't really take that back. It's gonna be interesting. Oh well. Yep, that lasted for a few seconds. I mean, why would he ever want to talk to Aimee though? I mean, yeah, it's reasonable it happened. No way is Morgana gonna force Michelle to be there. Oh god, she's still being a bully. Oh yeah. Are you actually considering that? Yeah, I think that's a reasonable ranking. Aimee's number 3 and Morgana's number 1. I actually, that is a realistic ranking. She wasn't, no. No, if anything, she was wrongly cursed, and Morgana admits that. But obviously Maria in chapter 3 was really evil. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Michelle's talking to us here. Yeah, I agree. Yep. I mean, if she had her reasons, They weren't exactly told to us the reasons for why she has become such a low human being. Really? You're a bully. Yeah, me too. Yeah, fair enough, I mean. Yeah, of course. Says the person that's literally forcing a smile right now. Yeah, fair. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. Yeah. Out of portrait mode. Fair. God, yeah, you just totally see Aimee being a total arsehole, and it is interesting. Imagine Aimee and Yukimasa. I mean, I don't really know what she would see in him, and let's be honest, somebody like Aimee, she is a user of people. She will not go romantically with somebody if she didn't have lots of benefits for doing so. Well, to be fair, I mean, she went for George because it was an arranged marriage. But at the same time, I think she kept... Well, no, she kept being with George just because she didn't have a choice. And I suppose she went with Didier because she thought she wanted it herself. And she was a bit selfish. She didn't really care about the fact that she was in a relationship with George. She just wanted to feel happy with somebody, really. Oh yes, you're pure evil. That's not very nice. I like that. God, you can just really see how much of a bully she is. Just taking... Yeah. Yeah, my God. Michelle didn't even say goodbye. Not a bad thing whatsoever. But God, yeah, you can still see the bullying happening as well. Who would be more interesting to see? I think Didier would be. I don't know. No, I think we should do Georges and then have Didier for the finale. Because that's kind of what happened in the main story. Michelle's work of art. He's very casual. I know. Right. So firstly you were an artist and then you were a painting. I mean, I associate him more with his human form because I don't know, I mean obviously it's hard to imagine a man in the painting, and obviously we've been given a clear indication of what Georges looks like when he is a human, so I think I'd imagine him being a human over the painting, but at the same time obviously he's a lot more memorable for his appearances inside paintings. Anyway, hang on just a second. Right, there you go. Sorry, I don't really think I can relate to that. There aren't many times in my life where I've just thought, oh, yeah, let's just become a painting. Yeah, you're not really convincing me. Yeah, of course. Yeah. What? How? Isn't that ironic? Isn't it ironic to think about the fact that Not even Michelle's brother recognizes him at first. Yeah. Yep, fair enough. Yeah, so it's interesting, I suppose. Yeah. They still did it, to be fair. Oh god. If only. I think that would probably be kinder than what's going to be said. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, good point. Yeah, fair enough. That's hilarious. It actually could possibly have something very big revealed about Georges, but I mean, it could just be genetics, or it could genuinely be an indication that he is not legitimate. Oh, Morgana's gonna be pissed off. Yeah, just any drama for the moment is going to have... Sorry. Any moods for the moment are just totally going to be changed as a result of Georges. Any seriousness is just going to go. He did try to be fair. Oh. That's got something. Just gonna have a break. Anyway. It is really interesting when you think about this element of his character, because sure, this has happened, but at the same time, Michelle was shown love and obviously a sense of companionship from all three of the brothers to begin with. So sure, they have done things that have, well, that have severely disadvantaged him in the past, but at the same time, they have also had love for Michelle, which is really quite natural in the past. I mean, I get that it's a bit different for Didier, but obviously that's the case with Georges. But Morgana completely forgets about that part in her assessment of Georges. Yeah, I mean, what kind of an excuse is this? I mean, sure, you are busy, it just feels like one of the things that may not be that big amongst your endless number of priorities, but still, I mean, that's poor. It is a poor show. Yeah, no wonder they said this. I think that is so funny. So if George is illegitimate, I mean, obviously this is just instinct. Maybe it could just be some sort of weird genetic example has happened, but it gives you a very different meaning of what happened to Gazelle and her banishment. I mean, sure, Lily has the right to be mad at somebody having an affair, but I mean, you've done it yourself. So basically, you're not going to punish the person who you've had an affair with, yet at the same time you're going to punish somebody like Gazelle that badly. I think that's so funny. That is interesting. It's such a big thing that has just been hinted at. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. That's interesting when he says this. I'd assume that he could be referring to the last part of the story. I mean, no matter what happens, well, no, I suppose, if anything, in the ending where Michelle dies, George's soul will always be there, but at the same time, obviously, that's not a good thing, considering that it wouldn't have any of the chance to kind of dispel any of the guilt that it was feeling for what it did to Michelle. Yeah, my god, I do wonder. Yeah, obviously he died in this ending. Yeah, it is actually quite surprising that we were able to talk to Georges here. Anyway, this would be interesting. Yeah, we're going to be leaving the mansion. Yeah, here we go. Which theme? Oh, it's this theme, okay. Really quite action-packed, even though it's meant to be relaxing little backstage. Yeah, he can't let go of what he has done. Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully he doesn't have a sword this time. Yeah, fair enough. Canon or not? Yep, fair enough. Yeah, he's just consumed with guilt, so now this is really awkward as a result. Yeah. Yeah, you probably wish you could wear it. It is interesting, just the cross on his uniform here. You can just tell that he's fighting for the church with something like that. So Michelle, yeah, just Michelle's mind just casually being read. Oh my god, this might be really cool. It's because Morgana's there, let's be honest. What do you mean? You would love to try it. I get that it wouldn't suit you, but you still want to try it. Oh my god, that would be weird. That would be hard to believe. Oh. Why did you kill your brother, maybe? Oh, it's interesting. You murdered Georges in your absolute madness as a result of killing Michelle. Technically, yeah. Yeah, God, and it always just leads to that train of thought. He's a total wreck. Which I don't blame him. He's murdered. He's done murder. Of course, you could. Of course, he needs to feel some sort of sense of regret towards his actions. Yeah. Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, I suppose I do kind of see what Michelle's saying here, considering that with everybody else, it's as if they're kind of looking in a perspective that's experienced all of the conflicts the character has had, and obviously one that has had all of the conflicts finish. This one hasn't, though, so it's a bit different. Yeah, it's the last of them. Hard to believe. You? Or yeah. Oh, right. Well, technically, yeah. Why I go as technically Morgana. That is a very important character, yeah. But yeah, she is no longer in this world. It's hard to believe. Soul's been erased. But surely this is the extra, so I mean, for example, Pauline was in the beach of the village that is really quite close to the mansion. So the extra has defied logic once, but let's be honest. You would have to do something very, very creative to get Morgana to want to talk to the white-haired girl, let's be honest here. Yeah. Okay. She has kind of justified it there, okay. To be fair, I mean, we could kind of predict what she would say in a cue card anyway. I mean, really, really pure-hearted, somebody who... It's just ironic that somebody who is pure-hearted causes tragedy. Yeah. It's a cool little whistle-stop tour we've had of the mansion. Why is Gazelle in the... Alright. Yeah, why is Gazelle the maid now? Because before she was in her original outfit. Is this an indication of how long they've gone? Fair enough. Reasonable. No, but the only thing is, I suppose, we were greeted to this weird ass mansion by the maid, so it only makes sense for her to see us off. Morgana smiling. Holy shit. Oh yeah. No, it's fun. And I like the additional characterization they did. It's kind of just like a reflection of all of the... well, just of everything you've read. And it's nice. Just to kind of have the cast comment on everything, and... no, it's a good little addition. I just think it's so hilarious that Morgana is not smiling whatsoever. She is... fuck, she looks so uncomfortable in between those two. It's where... I mean, I get that extra, obviously, any logic can apply, but where the fuck did this yellow come from? In the background. Yeah. Do you know what? I swear I've heard this exact line somewhere else. But, yeah. He did, yeah. Even though there was a lot of tragedy to cause said happy end. But at the same time, that's why it's so powerful. Fair. To be fair, that is a good question. I mean, he looks more like a man, sure. But maybe he might still be intersex. It's hard to tell. I don't think he is, but maybe he could be. I mean, we don't actually know that, Michelle. At least he's reunited with Gazelle. Sometimes you do think that it doesn't even matter about the body. Just as long as he has the person that he has tried so hard to be with. They do have a future, that is a good point. Not completely tied to this mansion as well. Yeah, no, it's been a really, really good experience. Yeah, I totally agree. Wait, so when was it released? 4 years, fucking hell. God. Totally. That's really impressive, because a lot of the visual novels that I've seen with really, really good stories, take Higurashi, really good example of this. I mean, dude, I don't get how Yukishi made those games in such a quick time. He made some of the games in like 6-month intervals, I swear. I think, let me just do a little bit of research. Let's see see chapter 5. Original. So December 30, 2004. Yeah, and then August 14, 2005. So, yeah. Yeah, so in a year, it was released with chapter 7. So basically he's made 2 chapters in a year of absolutely amazing story. And it was always phenomenal to me how that was actually possible. But this is kind of something that I would have more expected, because let's be honest, this story is amazing and it is so in-depth, and there is just so much detail, and it's got a very high word count as well, this visual novel, so it doesn't surprise me whatsoever that it took this long. And also the art is so fucking good as well, so it does make sense. But it's just interesting how that's the case. But let's be honest, there's a lot more in Fata Morgana than there is in a game like Higurashi, because obviously Higurashi's programming is more, well, it's kind of a lot more simple than Fata Morgana is in terms of its gameplay, its kinetic, apart from there's like one choice, nothing else really, and yeah, it's just more focused on story rather than anything else. But there's also the soundtracks as well. But yeah, it does kind of make sense. It does make sense for a visual novel to take this long to be produced. Yeah, so it took another 3 years to come out of in English. So it looks like this was... Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. It's already... Oh my god, so by the time the English translation for the first game had released, the second game had already been released, which is Requiem for Innocence. Yeah, fair enough. She's throwing a tantrum. What is your announcement? Oh yeah, Requiem for Innocence, nice. Yeah, so we've got Morgana and whoever this guy is as well. We've got a butterfly, it looks like. Yeah, I love the art for this cover though. They did a really good job on it. Morgana especially looks really cool. Now, I just wonder, I really wonder... Hang on a second. go Fata Morgana Ross. What I'm really wondering is, you see these Michelle, and then we have Morgana as well. I wonder where these illustrations came from. I either think they came from the art book visual novel release, or they came from Requiem for Innocence. I hope they are CGs that you can see in the game, but I think it's unlikely because, I don't know. I don't actually know if Michelle's going to be in Requiem for Innocence, and same for Gazelle actually. I mean, it's clear that Morgana's going to be there. I wonder. I've heard good things about Requiem for Innocence. In 2016, goddamn. It's nearly 10 years old. Yeah. It's hard to believe. Oh god, deadline hell. Why 1.5? Of course Morgana doesn't have hope. Yep. When did Requiem for Innocence release? Did they make the deadline? Alright. It's in... I'm surprised it was released in 2015 rather than 16. They were a year too short. Yeah. Does that imply that Michelle may be in... Is it we as in the staff team kind of talking on behalf of Michelle? Or is it Michelle talking himself? Yeah. My dear. Morgana calling us my dear. Oh my god, that is cheesy. Don't know how I feel about that. Oh. So that was it? Okay. Do we get our achievement? Yes. We get the achievement. Oh, right. So, the backlog scene is actually a reference to... Sorry, the backstage achievement is actually a reference to the demo. Yeah, I'll show you it here. That's cool. So this is kind of like a reference to the demo backstage. Yeah, so I'll tell you what I want to do now. So tomorrow we're going to be reading the demo Backstage, because I think it'll be quite interesting. And then the day after, I'm going to be doing this, the fucking last achievement, where you've literally got to skip through the entire game again, I've heard. Yeah, and I've just been doing a little bit of research, and apparently there are a few dialogue changes with the final achievement. I probably won't really upload me getting the last achievement, there's literally no point. But yeah, so this is kind of the last full video that we are going to be doing on the base game, which is really quite cool. And yeah, before we talk about anything, I think on the art gallery we should have all of our CGs now. Oh right, so CG list ends there. What about the CG we just saw though? I'm surprised it's not here. That's not really a problem. Anyway, yeah, there we go. It's hard to believe we're done now, but yeah, I'm very excited for Requiem for Innocence because it's short apparently, but it's really, really good. Where is it on my Steam library? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I really don't know what to expect, to be honest. I hope it's going to be good. I hope it's going to be as good as the first one. Because let's be honest, I mean, Fata Morgana is definitely one of my favourite visual novels, I'd have to say. I don't know, I don't really know how I'd rank it. To be honest, I don't really like ranking visual novels much. But yeah, it's definitely up there for one of my favourites. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed my playthrough of it. I think it will be interesting to think about the relationship that Requiem for Innocence is going to have for the original story. Like, is it going to be maybe a story in the lives of, well, in the next lives of these people? In the next lives their souls make them have? Because to be fair, we've seen the next lives in the ending 8 of everybody apart from Morgana. I mean, we have seen Jacopo's ending, but we haven't seen anything about what happens to Morgana, so maybe that's going to be what happens? I don't actually know. But it will be cool either way. Yeah. Such an unusual story, this, and I mean, my god, I think it was just, I mean, every chapter had something really interesting, let's be honest here, and it was the romance in the end, which was done really well, and the mystery, and Michelle's development, that was amazing, and same for Gazelle. It was really interesting how they did the mystery, and I think the way they revealed Morgana is just really something that I won't really forget. And I mean, my god, I just love chapter 4. You're just fighting with reasoning, let's be honest here. You're just confused with everything at that point, and it just kind of feels like you're just being laughed at for not understanding, and just there's just so many things that are so unusual, and it's nice how they are all revealed. It really is. Yeah, it's a very special story because, I mean, when have you ever read a visual novel with, well, art like Fata Morgana? And secondly, when have you ever read a visual novel with, well, with vocal songs that are included that don't even have a proper translation? It's just really broken Portuguese. I mean, it's so unusual. It really, really is. But yeah, it's unique, and I think that's what makes it interesting. I don't really know who my favourite character would be, because they all have really nice development. I think I'd definitely have to go for one of the main characters, or Yukimasa. Yukimasa is a really, really well done character, but so is Jacopo. And Mel's nice, but I prefer those two. But I think it's a competition between Michelle and Gazelle, really. I think Morgana is a good character, but I don't know. I just think that Michelle and Gazelle have had a bit more powerful of a journey. But still, Morgana's change was surprising, but it does kind of make sense. Still good. Yeah, and yeah, I will be looking forward to Requiem for Innocence. And we're going to be beginning that on Saturday, it looks like. Which is going to be really quite something. So yeah, I will see you guys then.